Welcome to our channel Money Minded Online, the podcast where we explore the best strategies, tools, and stories for making money online. Whether you're an aspiring entrepreneur, a seasoned hustler, or just curious about how to thrive in the digital economy, you're in the right place. Each week, we bring you actionable insights, inspiring interviews, and proven tactics to help you build wealth online. So sit back, take notes, and get ready to transform your future. Let's dive in.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're taking a deep dive into the world of Bitcoin.
Ooh, Bitcoin.
Specifically, how people are actually using it to make money.
Right.
You know, you sent me a ton of research on this, and I have to say, I'm really excited to break it all down.
Yeah.
You know, whether you're already a crypto enthusiast or just starting to dip your toes in, this is the deep dive for you.
Absolutely.
We've got some pretty fascinating stuff to uncover.
For sure.
Did you know that like a small investment in Bitcoin back in 2017 could have grown over 68 times in value by 2021?
It's incredible, isn't it?
Wild.
Yeah. That's the thing with Bitcoin that always gets me.
It's crazy.
The potential is just mind-blowing.
It is. And so that's what we're going to explore today. We're going to look at that. And other ways people are, cashing in on the crypto craze.
Exactly. There's a whole ecosystem out there.
I know. It's so much more than just buying and selling on an exchange.
Right. And I think that's what's so interesting is the sheer variety of ways people are using it to generate income.
For sure.
From simply holding on to it for the long haul to, actively trading its price swings and everything in between.
Yeah, let's start with that holding strategy, the famous HODL approach.
Oh, yeah. The HO dealers.
I know it originated from a typo, but...
A typo that became a legend.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
So tell me, is there more to it than just, a funny meme?
Absolutely. HODL, beyond its amusing origin story, really embodies the philosophy of those who believe in Bitcoin's long-term potential.
Okay.
They see its decentralized nature and limited supply as factors that will drive its value up over time, despite, the inevitable ups and downs along the way.
So it's about having the patience to ride out those price fluctuations and trusting that in the long run, Bitcoin will be worth significantly more.
Exactly. It's a long game, not a get-rich-quick scheme.
Right.
The research you shared highlighted that someone who invested $1,000 in Bitcoin in 2017 could have seen that grow to over $68,000 by December 2021. But that same person would have needed to stomach some significant dips along the way, which isn't easy.
Oh, for sure. It takes some serious, conviction to just hold on when the market is going crazy.
Without a doubt, HO dealing requires a strong belief in Bitcoin's fundamentals and the discipline to ignore short-term market noise.
Okay, so holding is one approach. Now, what about this mining thing?
Mining.
It sounds like something out of a gold rush, but I'm guessing it's not about digging in the dirt, right?
You're right. It's all digital.
Okay.
Essentially, Bitcoin mining involves using powerful computers to solve incredibly complex mathematical problems.
Okay.
What's fascinating is that these problems aren't just random. They're designed to verify transactions and add them to the Bitcoin blockchain.
Gotcha.
Ensuring the security and integrity of the entire network.
So it's not just about creating new Bitcoin, it's about actually contributing to the whole system's stability.
Exactly.
Okay, and the miners get rewarded for their efforts with newly minted Bitcoin.
Precisely. The successful solving of these complex problems is rewarded with Bitcoin.
Okay.
However, it's not as simple as just plugging in your laptop.
Right.
These miners use specialized hardware called ASIC miners.
Oh. Okay.
Think of them as supercomputers specifically built for this task.
So it's a pretty high-tech operation. What kind of investment are we talking about here?
Well, these mining rigs can run anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000.
Wow.
And that's not including the significant electricity costs involved.
Right, because they're constantly running.
Exactly. They're crunching numbers 2047.
Okay.
On top of that, the amount of Bitcoin rewarded for solving these problems, known as the block reward, decreases over time. It actually halves every 4 years.
Really?
Increasing the difficulty of mining this controlled scarcity is part of what makes Bitcoin so valuable in the long term.
So it's like a digital gold rush where the gold gets harder and harder to find.
That's a great analogy.
And just like with the gold rush, location matters.
Absolutely. Many miners set up shop in places with cheap electricity to maximize their profits.
Makes sense. So how much are these miners actually making?
Well, some miners earn around $10 to $20 a day.
Okay.
But when you factor in equipment and electricity, those margins can get pretty slim.
Yeah, that makes me wonder if it's even worth it for most people, considering the upfront investment and ongoing costs.
Right. It's a serious commitment.
Yeah, maybe we should explore some methods that are a bit more accessible.
Perhaps we should dive into the world of Bitcoin trading.
Ooh.
It's where you see those dramatic price swings playing out in real time.
Now that sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's a fast-paced game.
So is that how people make those quick profits, buying low and selling high when the price jumps?
Exactly. Bitcoin traders aim to capitalize on those price fluctuations.
Okay.
Let's say Bitcoin is trading at $40,000.
All right.
A trader might buy at that price, hoping it jumps to, say, $45,000,
Okay.
allowing them to sell for a quick $5,000 profit.
A potential $5,000 profit, that's definitely tempting, but I imagine it takes nerves of steel to ride those waves, especially knowing the price could just as easily drop. How do seasoned traders handle that risk?
Well, risk management is key in the world of trading.
Okay.
Experienced traders develop strategies to mitigate their losses, such as setting stop-loss orders, diversifying their portfolios, and never investing more than they can afford to lose.
So it's not just about chasing profits, it's about having a solid plan and understanding the potential downsides.
Exactly.
Tell me, what are some of the different types of trading mentioned in the research? I saw something about spot trading and futures.
Yeah, so spot trading is the most straightforward form.
Okay.
You buy Bitcoin at the current market price and sell it later, hopefully at a higher price.
Okay.
Futures trading is a bit more complex.
How so?
You're essentially agreeing to buy or sell Bitcoin at a predetermined price on a future date.
So you're betting on where the price will be in the future.
Right.
That sounds even riskier.
It can be, especially when you factor in leverage.
What's leverage?
Leverage allows traders to borrow funds to amplify their potential gains,
Ooh.
but it also magnifies their potential losses.
Oh, so it's like a double-edged sword.
It's a powerful tool that requires careful consideration and a deep understanding of market dynamics.
High risk, high reward.
For sure.
It's fascinating how trading introduces a whole new layer of complexity and strategy compared to simply holding.
Absolutely. It requires a different mindset.
Yeah.
A constant awareness of market trends and the ability to make quick decisions based on ever-changing information.
It seems like there's a world of possibilities within the world of Bitcoin, but before we get too ahead of ourselves, maybe we should shift gears and look at some methods that are a bit more beginner-friendly. I saw something in the research about Bitcoin faucets. Do those involve actual faucets, or is this another Bitcoin quirk?
It's another quirk, thankfully.
Okay, good.
Bitcoin faucets are websites or apps that reward users with tiny amounts of Bitcoin for completing tasks,
Like what kind of task?
like watching ads or solving CAPTCHAs.
So it's like getting paid in Bitcoin for doing small online jobs.
You got it.
For someone who's hesitant to invest a lot of money right away, this could be a good way to get a feel for Bitcoin, right? Yeah, absolutely.
Learn how to set up a wallet and make transactions without risking a significant amount.
Exactly.
So how much are we talking about here? Are these like significant amounts of Bitcoin?
Well, the rewards are small fractions of a Bitcoin called Satoshis.
Satoshis.
To put in perspective, 100,000 Satoshis equals 0.0001 Bitcoin,
Okay.
which at a price of $40,000 per Bitcoin would be worth about $40.
Okay, so not a path to riches, but a fun and risk-free way to dip your toes into the Bitcoin waters.
Exactly. Faucets are a great way to familiarize yourself with the basics of Bitcoin without any financial commitment.
It's like a Bitcoin starter kit.
Exactly.
All right, we've covered a lot of ground already, holding, mining, trading, even getting free Bitcoin from faucets.
We have.
Before we dive into the remaining methods, I'm curious what stands out to you the most so far? Any particular approach that intrigues you?
You know what I find most compelling is the stark contrast between the patient long-term vision of HR dealers and the fast-paced, risk-embracing world of Bitcoin trading.
Yeah, it's like two completely different mindsets.
Right, drawn to the same thing.
It really highlights the diverse range of personalities and approaches drawn to the crypto space.
You're right, it's like choosing between a marathon and a sprint.
Yeah, good analogy.
And there's no right or wrong answer. It depends on your individual goals and risk appetite.
Absolutely.
But before we get too philosophical, we've still got some intriguing methods to unpack.
We do.
Including the idea of earning interest on your Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Sounds almost too good to be true.
I know, right?
Let's dive into that in the next part of our deep dive.
Sounds good. All right, so let's pick up where we left off and explore, those other methods of making money with Bitcoin.
For sure.
You mentioned earning interest on your Bitcoin.
Yeah.
A concept that, definitely piques my curiosity.
It got my attention too.
Yeah.
I'm used to earning interest on my, savings account at a traditional bank.
Right.
But the idea of earning interest on Bitcoin is a whole new concept to me.
It is. Platforms like BlockFi and Nexo have emerged. allowing you to lend out your Bitcoin and earn interest, typically in the range of 5% to 10% annually.
Wait, so you're saying I can lend out my Bitcoin just like a bank lends out money?
That's the basic idea. These platforms act as intermediaries connecting borrowers who need Bitcoin with lenders who are willing to provide it for a set interest rate.
But I thought Bitcoin wasn't a typical staking coin like some other cryptocurrencies. How does that work with these lending platforms?
Good question. You're right. Bitcoin itself doesn't have a built-in staking mechanism.
Okay.
However, these platforms have created programs that allow you to earn interest by either lending your Bitcoin directly or participating in their staking pools, where your Bitcoin is used to support the network's operations.
Gotcha.
Some even offer rates from 4% to 6% for simply depositing your Bitcoin with them.
So if I understand this correctly, I could potentially generate a passive income stream just by holding Bitcoin and lending it out through one of these platforms.
You got it.
It sounds almost too good to be true.
It definitely has an appeal, especially for those seeking passive income.
For sure.
Let's say you lend out one Bitcoin at a 6% interest rate with Bitcoin priced at $40,000.
Okay.
That would generate around $2,400 in annual interest.
$2,400 a year just for holding Bitcoin.
Yeah,
That's a pretty compelling return, especially compared to traditional savings accounts.
it is.
But I'm sure there are risks involved, right?
Oh, of course.
These platforms aren't banks, and we've all heard those horror stories about crypto platforms getting hacked or going bankrupt.
You're absolutely right to be cautious. It's crucial to research any platform thoroughly before entrusting them with your Bitcoin.
Right.
Look into their security measures, their track record, and the regulatory landscape they operate in.
That's a great reminder to always do your due diligence before jumping into any investment opportunity, especially in the crypto world.
Absolutely.
Speaking of due diligence, let's move on to the last method from the research accepting Bitcoin as payment.
Okay.
Is that really a thing these days?
It's becoming increasingly common, especially among businesses catering to tech-savvy customers or operating in regions with high Bitcoin adoption.
So, like, who are we talking about here?
We're talking about online retailers, tech companies, even brick-and-mortar stores in some areas.
So you're saying I could walk into a store, buy coffee, and pay for it with Bitcoin?
You absolutely could. Several user-friendly payment processors have emerged, like BitPay CoinGate and Coinbase Commerce, that make accepting Bitcoin as seamless as traditional card payments.
Wow.
These processors handle the conversion to fiat currency, so businesses don't have to worry about the volatility of Bitcoin's price.
That's pretty cool. But what do these businesses do with the Bitcoin they receive? Did they just hold on to it, or do they convert it back into regular money?
That's an interesting aspect. They have a choice to make.
Okay.
They can hold the Bitcoin as an investment, hoping it appreciates in value over time, or they can immediately convert it to fiat currency like US dollars through these payment processors.
So if I were a business owner, I could accept a $1,000 payment in Bitcoin for a product and then decide whether to hold on to that Bitcoin as an investment or convert it to dollars right away.
Exactly. It adds a whole new layer of strategic decision-making for businesses.
Wow.
They're not just selling goods or services, they're also making investment decisions based on their outlook on Bitcoin's future.
Now that's thinking outside the box. I'm starting to see why people are so drawn to Bitcoin.
Yeah.
It's not just a digital currency, it's a whole new way of thinking about money and finance. It seems to be challenging the traditional financial system and empowering people to take control of their own finances.
You've hit the nail on the head. Bitcoin represents a fundamental shift in how we think about money and value. It's decentralized, meaning it's not controlled by any government or financial institution.
Right.
This opens up a world of possibilities, especially for those who may not have access to traditional financial services.
It's fascinating how Bitcoin is changing the financial landscape right before our eyes.
It really is.
But before we get too caught up in the excitement, maybe it's time to bring things down to earth and talk about the realities of making money with Bitcoin.
Okay.
Are we really looking at a digital gold rush, or is there more to it? What are some of the potential downsides and things people need to be aware of?
Yeah, it is exciting to explore all these different ways to make money with Bitcoin. But you're right, we need to talk about the realities, the potential downsides.
The flip side.
It can't all be sunshine and rainbows.
Exactly.
What are some things people should be aware of before diving headfirst into the crypto world?
Well, I think the biggest one is volatility.
Oh, okay.
We've touched on it before, but it's worth emphasizing.
Right.
Bitcoin's price can swing wildly sometimes in a matter of hours.
Yeah, for sure.
While this volatility creates opportunities for traders to make quick profits, it also means you could just as easily see your investment lose value.
So that HODL approach, the long-term holding strategy,
Yeah.
isn't without its risks.
What if you buy in at a peak and the price takes a major dip?
Yeah.
It seems like timing the market is crucial, but also incredibly difficult.
Exactly. Even seasoned investors struggle to perfectly time the market.
Right.
Another crucial consideration is security.
Okay.
Bitcoin is stored in digital wallets.
Right.
And if those wallets are compromised, your Bitcoin could be stolen.
Oh, wow.
Choosing reputable wallet providers and implementing strong security measures like two-factor authentication are essential steps to protect your investment.
So it's not just about understanding the financial aspects of Bitcoin.
Right.
It's also about being tech savvy and security conscious.
Absolutely.
I'm starting to see that there's a lot more to this than meets the eye.
Yeah, that's a whole ecosystem.
Are there any other red flags people should be aware of, especially those new to the crypto space?
Well, the potential for scams and fraud is definitely a concern.
Yeah.
The cryptocurrency world is still relatively unregulated, which attracts bad actors looking to take advantage of unsuspecting individuals. Always do your research. Be wary of promises that sound too good to be true, and never invest more than you can afford to lose.
That's a good point. It's easy to get caught up in the hype and excitement, but it's crucial to approach this with a healthy dose of skepticism and caution.
Absolutely.
With all these potential risks and challenges, is making money with Bitcoin really worth it for the average person?
You know, it really depends on your individual circumstances, your risk tolerance, your financial goals.
Okay.
But here's the key takeaway. Knowledge is power.
Mm-hmm.
The more you understand about Bitcoin, its underlying technology, and the various ways to interact with it, the better equipped you'll be to make informed decisions and manage those risks effectively.
So it's all about doing your homework, weighing the pros and cons, and not jumping in blindly.
Exactly.
What are some final thoughts you'd leave our listeners with as they explore the world of Bitcoin and its potential?
You know, I would say don't rush in just because everyone else is talking about it.
Right.
Take the time to understand the technology, the risks, the different ways you can potentially make money, and most importantly, how it aligns with your own financial goals and risk appetite.
It seems like diversification is crucial here. Just like with traditional investments, don't put all your eggs in one basket, right?
Absolutely. Spreading your risk across different assets is always a wise strategy.
Okay.
And remember, Bitcoin is still a relatively young technology.
Right.
It's evolving rapidly, and there's still much to learn and discover.
So the Bitcoin journey is as much about the learning process as it is about the potential financial gains.
For sure.
It's an exciting space to be in, but it requires an open mind, a willingness to learn, and a healthy respect for both the potential rewards and the inherent risks.
Well said.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Bitcoin. We hope you feel empowered to continue exploring this dynamic and evolving landscape. And who knows, maybe we'll revisit this topic in a future deep dive as the Bitcoin story continues to unfold.
Absolutely. Until then, happy learning.
Thanks for tuning into our channel Money Minded Online. If you found value in today's episode, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. Share this episode with friends who are looking to make money online and join the community. Drop a comment below with your favorite tip or takeaway. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep hustling and making moves. See you in the next episode.